Welcome to Solidum Lawyers, the channel where we analyze the law with clarity and depth. Today, we're gonna talk about something that is the cornerstone of public administration, the principle of legality. Can a public official do whatever they want? What limits does the state have when making decisions? Stay with us as we explain it with clear, real-life examples. When we talk about public administration, we talk about the exercise of power, and where there is power, there must be limits. Otherwise, we will have officials making decisions about our lives without any control. This is where the principle of legality comes into play, the backbone of administrative law. This principle is simple in essence. The state can only do what the law allows. While citizens can do anything that is not prohibited, public officials are strictly bound by the law. But how does this work in practice? What happens when public administration strays from this principle? Are there consequences? Today, we'll answer three quick questions about the principle of legality. What exactly does it mean and why is it fundamental? What happens if an official acts without legal backing? How does this affect citizens? And what can they do if the administration acts outside the law? So, let's begin. The principle of legality means that public administration can only act based on law. It cannot improvise. It cannot invent powers. And most importantly, it cannot make arbitrary decisions. In other words, every administrative act must be backed by a legal rule. A simple example. Imagine a mayor suddenly decides to impose a new tax because they believe their municipality needs more revenue. There is no law to support it, they just think it's necessary. Well, that act will be null and void because it violates the principle of legality. In Ecuador, this principle is enshrined in the Constitution and the Organic Administrative Code. Its purpose is to prevent abuse of power and ensure that the state operates transparently and within the legal framework. Now, here's where it gets interesting. If an official oversteps and acts outside the law, there are consequences. An administrative act without legal backing is null and void, meaning it has no legal effects. Example, a traffic authority director decides to suspend drivers' licenses without a resolution or regulation authorizing them to do so. If someone affected challenges this decision, a judicial authority could nullify those sanctions and order their restoration. Additionally, the responsible official could face disciplinary or even criminal sanctions if their actions cause significant harm. And let's not forget, the state can also be sued for patrimonial liability if these illegal actions cause damages to citizens. Now we reach a key point. How does this affect you as a citizen? Simple. If public administration acts without legal grounds, it can violate your rights, whether by unjustly denying you a procedure, imposing an illegal fine, or even affecting your property. And what can you do if you believe an administrative act violates the principle of legality? There are several options. Appeal and request an extraordinary review before the same entity. File a nullity action before the Administrative Litigation Court. Initiate a constitutional protection action if your fundamental rights are compromised. The principle of legality is not just a formality. It is a guarantee for all citizens. It is the brake that prevents public administration from acting like an out-of-control train. The principle of legality is not a luxury, it is a necessity. It is what prevents citizens from being at the mercy of arbitrary decisions by the state. Every administrative act must be based on the law, and if it is not, it must be challenged. If you ever face an administrative decision that seems unfair, ask, What law supports this? If there is no clear legal basis, then it is possible that this principle is being violated. And in Solidum Lawyers, we work to ensure that administrative law is applied correctly. If you have doubts about an administrative act that affects you, leave us a comment or schedule a consultation with us. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, leave your comment, and share this video so more people can understand the rights when dealing with public administration. See you in the next video.